CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
Assalamu alaikum baɗigol ngali konton kale bismillah ko reke momo be kerfaatu jibe ka nyinten benna alla di grand Bantaba programme o mutanale ne min kanale arjuma ni nyi wato sita be molu be bismillah lamba fala mo be ko juma mubarak kotenna surtout molu mi alon ko wolle ka sika nyim programme o batung pura futa milka jibe diaspora mba fale ko thank you so much milka jibe Gambia banko kanjang ala baraka bake alla comment solon ka jele ngajele fanan albe programme mo yirwandi ka nyamen bafale ko bafala mobi ko ala barka bake thank you so much baral kana jina donc subscribe na YouTube channel ola min kera Kerfatu Media ti mobe dum on of course on YouTube ye Kerfatu Media type ye subscribe ate tala ko do la ibaje la wo benna do ko mako la bake le ni ba jibe kam fana isen video like no ibaje la asifutano mo jamalma ngana sponsor tinduke jay bake adaba kono wolem CareFinder ti long ko ka korda wafole ke Gambia banko kanjang ye korda soto location ol beto ede lafta dawda e ba fulele don e be korda wafile ma jele ka korda lo fananke ni lafta ni kene ken sango sang isa lono yele bayringe mol soto le miya lon ko la londo lu kata bakele ni nata loro la karola isa loye watu la miya lon ko lafta wala yela korda di la watre mambata soto korda lorim bande ngoy kamen ko andi ker series fanam paretale ngafo nyame ñimu ker series leti ñimu korda lorim bandi ngol leti mi alon ko felenti bur foot mom mo lafta ñing korda la don al si CareFinder contact ila number mi alon ko be tarabori kan screen o duma al nyaaba jelale al ila number taaji al ye kumandi al be korda lorim bandi ngol sorolale watra al mambata fan ko sam CareFinder buru bar nata de lafta location dolla kordal be bulle fata ring Gambia banko kanjang nga LG tentu ke jay bake bafle ala baraka bake ila bagasol kende ada bake le Gambia dingol ma nyo soso wala Gambia banko kanjang bayring mollem milialon ko Gambia dingol yela bagasol sanne surtout ila tabidlam bagasol mialon ko ka wolle wafi Gambia banko kanjang ila television ol mialon ko ka wolle wafi Gambia banko kanjang aliya jele ila smart television ol feature sol mi alon ko lebije ni adundi la bun kono don ibaje la ko ibe kala nyontangol tibere bela bun fo nyi nyandila le bari mbe of course am suñu ker tentula ke jey bake suñu ker if ka pentiro wafile pentiro mi alon ko pentir kende balem isi pentiro ke ila bungo bala andong ila bungote hosla sama ya busa nyaonya bungo nyinte hosla woto mobe ta ye pentiro sang suñu ker pentir kende bal be bulle andong ibes of course am ibe 10 years song celebration ibe akikan science and tenting andu Gambia dingol lati la bakele la bagaso la miyalon ko ibe wafikan ika fen ko tangol milu wafi Gambia dingol yalon bari fanan nyil bebe mil koto wala MFH group tinge tentu ke jay baki wotom be programme sponsor al be tentu la ke jay baki momo lafta programme fanan sponsor of course ni ker faatu contact correct ibe la business o wafi la bayrin this is the biggest program Gambia banko kan jan science mi alongo aka jibe Gambe jang anin Gambe bantala ni lafta mol ya along be benke kan fo yana on the grand bantaba pour mol si sude of course mutanale ne bi kon dalta kala nyame arjuma kanale pour ka galuntangol nati ale mi alonko ni ka kacha kolla mi alonko wolle be keri Gambia banko kan jang be mutanale ne kote ke bidum ba commencé la min na wala of course na honorable MC Cham Junior welcome another Friday.
jërëjëf Buuba maa ngi laa gërëm bu baax di gërëm ñu seetaan programme bi ñu nekk si réew mi ak si diaspora bi tey ma foog naa ne gis ma fi Bayo gis ma fi Talibo
waaw tey suñ panel bi dafa but we have a vibrant team boo xam ne moom ñoom tamit ñëw nañ def nañ Talibo dafa tukki tey fona dafa dem Bankunda nga président bi mu ngi fa so the NPP guys are going and coming but we have another NPP here guys nañ ko wone ci kanam yes
dem moom suma boy la yeah foog naa ne bi mooy first time ñu bokk ci benn platform mbiri politics foog naa suñu waxtaan jëm mooy affaire youth activities youth programmes ne di gën a mën a wax itam bokkoon ne benn parti maanaam moom bala mu dem NPP
GDC
bala maa dem tam UDP tam
ban parti ngeen bokkoon GDC
waaw so foog naa ne moom xale bu yaru la ku baax la wax dëgg yàlla bu nekk si parti bi tam respect laa ko xamaloon tam ñu ngi ko nuyu bu baax tam di nuyu tam suma waaji Bojang Ba suma nijaay
Mr Bojang waaw
joolaa yi suma nijaay leen xam nga man suma yaay joolaa la so kon maa ngi ko nuyu bu baax tam moom tam dam dee kontaan trop pour nekk moom si benn programme
yes
yenn saa yaram bi tànga moom dafa nanka waañi
Mr Bojang
waaw moom foog naa ne mo su ñëwee si mbiri baro moom li bëgg waaw ire moom
nga léebu wax na fi mbiri yoon bi kostarut gis naa gars yi ñu ngi fa jóor ay lifin de ay xeer
waaw
so we come in what is the NRA for that guys start nañ fa liggéey
so ni ngay nuyu ñëpp dam di nuyu itam suñu gan bi foog naa yaa ko war a welcome si programme bi lu ma dee wax rek mooy Grand Bantaba show bu nga xam ne la ñëpp a ko def seetaan ñu nekk si Gambia ak si diaspora bi
dëgg la
bëri na ay fans yu bëri nga xam ne dem ma dee call after programme bi am na kilifa yu bëri nga xam ne dañ dee toog di xaar programme bi so kon programme bi du programme bu ndaw si réew mi lii yëpp liggéey réew la parce que kenn ku nekk dafa am foo mën a téye loolu moo yóbbu réew mi si kanam outil ak gis-gis yi mun naa ne outil taxu tam ñu indi jàmm si réew mi so foog naa loolu mooy suñ taxawaay mooy suñ liggéey ñu gis ne bu yóbbu Gambia si réew mu soxla mooy réew moo xam ne yokkute na fa am ak si wàllu développement so kon ni ngeen nuyu ñëpp di leen gën doon asalaamaaleykum
alright wax nga dëgg thank you so much MC dem welcome
thank you very much Gajigo maa ngi nuyu suma brother MC Bob and Mr Bojang comme MC ni ma ko waxee rek moom suma brother la du tey yàgg na am nañ fuñ jaar du bari
léegi bokku leen gis-gis
waaw non bokku leen gis-gis bokku leen gis-gis because ñun yëpp ñu gis daal mooy
NPP non dem bokku leen gis-gis NPP ak UDP
waaw loo war a nangu naa ko wax naa la tey moom wax bi du bari
thank you
tey moom wax bi du bari because tey nekk liggéey coow politique la
li ngeen bëgg a def tey du ma ko nangu mooy gën a organize yi nii this all GDC thing will not happen okay go ahead
su nekkul jiri sax am na fuñ bokkaat foo la
ma ne
am na fuñ fanaa nga fene
ok
waaw so ñu naa leen yëpp xam naa moom tey dana nekk ay very interesting discussion waaye du nekk more of nag xëccoo te dañu wax ne nag ñu putting Gambia first ñu advancante te ñu mayante xalaat beneen liggéey leen bokka mooy Gambia first waaw
thank you so much Mr Bojang welcome
thank you welcome Bob and it's a pleasure being on the platform and I'm very happy because it's like today know all God no one has been all actually except Taliban.
Yes, except Taliban. That's right.
Yeah, so this means, we have a country that has a future, except if we let it down. Young people on very powerful platforms discussing, sensitive, important, and very good things is something that I am always proud to be part of. I think this is going to be one of the panels that inspires me more on this platform, because I've not seen anyone all here.
All of us are young. Yes. Today,
so I'm happy, and welcome everyone, all of you. Thank you, welcome.
Thank you so much. Nga tendu ka je bake, of course, wala Abdoulaye Bojanti. Afala mo be ko mutanale ne kote ke kon dalta ka ki nyamen do. Loku ka kacha ko lam yalon ko wolle be kirin Gambia banko kanjang. Bi fana nga luntan dole naati ale mi alon ko albe sulala ka alon, of course albe sulala ka moy kay funding kele mi alon ko say, of course mo be alon ne surtout abe doko mi alon ko abe wala ke kan Gambia banko kan jang bari ku jamal le bije fana mi alon ko mo jamal be solare ne pour ay seneme ala ko wala nga naati bi pour na kacha bari dabe kele na kacha al kono walem of course alleged scandal mi alon ko wala ke corruption scandal mi alon ko lekera at the Independent Electoral Commission ba kachalale nga jele fana at the Banjul City Council ila staffol militara fo momwani ngoro wula nyongol molle mialon ko indirectly ko alta si so kono follow andum bal jola half salary la nyimbebe kala quality mialon ko abe tarana kacha kon na lunta molle mialon ko funding ke wala ngalonta baake Gambia banko kanjang andung molle mialon ko anim funding ke fana e do ko ke andung ay business o ke adunta no protocol komanto I think the National People's Party, but before NPP be Lola no ngamera, but abe wasane andilale. Of course, Bubacarr Bob Keita. Welcome to the Grand Bantaba.
Abarka bakay Tom, Bubacarr kontaan na bakale. I been on the first day kana Kerfat. Yeah, I remember a few years ago, bringing a business was start. In another office, one Fat Jallo.
Oh yeah.
That was like maybe 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah. That's
so that was the first time. But then Kontanta Bakele, Allah program unka jubel. I'm also a fan of it.
Thank you.
And I brother Kontanta Bakele, MC Cham,
yeah.
Mr. Dem and Mr. Bojang, and the whole staff jam be mobile content. Akatanye content kubal to Purkanajam bin nale kacha about some of the issues regarding our country. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Bob. Be call follow la dame be mood la koma demanding. Nico Bob Jumale Mbokti.
Bob Bolom Bubacarr Keita the same Bob rek. Ngaje be combo janjamal mul ka faji Bob bon boda dame basse tamasansa. Ulbe ka faji
Bubacarr Keita.
Bubacarr Keita mu funding kelti mu gambe no ti me alon ko be business o konole then be activism fan o konole so in short kay I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a businessman, that's all about
it. So of course just a fast track in atata karambungoro findra you started business yala business okay andong is successful the business soto no janni be problem o sora, but at what time le he joined the political corner? At what time I feel like okay, joined the political corner?
Political okay, in South Africa, be active political corner back column 2016.
Okay.
Because before that, political and then we were young also that time. So you are just supporting parties, but then you are not actively into politics. So, but then when 2016 came, at that time, everybody was just yearning for that. Majority of people, not everybody, was yearning for that change. So we are all in that change. So Noro Kontitanyola, we were one of the people that formed the Barrow Youth Movement. And then along the way, I think.
But in 2016, you joined the coalition at the time, right?
Yes.
So the coalition.
Yes, the
coalition. Can bring problems So that you continued with the president in state, right?
No, around 2016 we were all come UDP them.
Huh.
So Barrow was part of the UDP. So then another coalition. So that time, so everybody was just supporting the coalition.
Huh.
You know, I remember until Kemo, Aliuba, some of the people we were together.
Yeah.
You know, and then we all did our part. For Alhamdulillah, more left and more time more. Then we had that, and from there then we continue with what we are doing here.
Okay, so I'll continue that because the coalition of the first state Mialonko Baroning UDP Kuyarele. So what was your stand at that time? Because already doing the political economy.
Yeah, come just like any other young people. Because yala Gambia mo jamala nina la funding ke la side la. If we are to be honest, a lot of people doing the active political economy 2016 mafon la. Because you know the environment was not that too friendly for many people.
Yeah.
You know, and then for us we were young, we started our business. So you can be supporting a particular party, but then like you would not come that openly.
Yes.
You understand? I think I remember Nitara Tuna archives like you know, when the attack was made in Talindi, you know, I think I posted a picture of me and my then wife and then said, I'm Mandinka, when, you know, Jammeh's stuff, and then then a lot of people were like, this is not safe because Jammeh was attacking you guys.
Yeah.
So, but then 2016 Nara, so we all find ourselves in there, you know, we created the movement, and then along the way, I was not there. Then I think movement of around 2017, 18 later. Then I think 19 MTP fund or something. I was in prison by the time.
So Munanalia feel like at the time to form that Barrow movement at the time. Is it to support Barrow for another term, or what was the reason? Because you are among the people who formed that movement.
Yeah, like I cannot remember, but what I can recall is we formed that because at that time. Around, I think it was around 2017, 2018, I cannot remember. But then, what time we feel, what time will come, things were not going fine at that moment. Then go find Mafo come like through Barola side or UDP side. But we just feel like model many other people like Lamin Cham, Woody and others, maybe no youth movement. So all those people were they have in political positions, and then that time. To our knowledge, we don't understand the youth wing mental work. So when we formed that the youth wing, I think it was in one of these restaurants. It wasn't something serious. I think Falang Sonko, Timande, Fatima, you know, until from the Ansu world with some people, and then I remember we also went to Uncle Usenu's house. Something like we have a meeting there. We can't remember he was there, but by the time we come, he was busy. So we met with one guy, I don't know, I can't remember because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But this is how everything was formed. Then after we turned it to Barrow youth movement, and then you know it becomes so, you know, and some all from one of the problems thing that started, you know, between the Barrow those days and then the main UDP. So yeah.
So you were among them. Was it because you people were supporting Barrow for another time? That movement, or was that your intention at the time?
No. That was not our intention. The intention was most of those people in the maybe active youth wing like Lamichamul. I don't know most of them. There's another one, I cannot remember the name. So like amantar work so time because changes keta so mobile no ambition or imbijele even though we don't want any political position at that time because we build our own business okay can build course but we just form it because you know to help the president at those days at that time. So this is the reason why we formed. But then later on, you know, Adiamona Rasiale, you know after I think when the coalition of the 1 year celebration at Bubacarr, we were the one that take care of everything. I think that's where the president also where the Barrow youth movement started. I remember no. At the Amona Rasiale. So it was very chaotic. But then we were able to, you know, move from it. I think from Barrow youth movement, that is where I was. Then it come to Barrow fans club, and then I think subsequently
at that time, what was your position? Feeling like, oh, this is a movement that I form and it is creating problem.
No, come like yellow time. you know, time that they are more informed with time, we were having a very hostile relationship with some of the people from the UDP. Even they come more vigil, they are my friends, you know, Patawol, you know, Wandifa and others, you know, like you can call, you know, you people need to be careful. But at that time, we were just focused on what we were doing, because to me, we were not doing anything wrong. Everybody can associate any group you left, you know, as far as you are a Gambian, and then you are not breaking any law. So during that time, I think a coincidence with my problem, and then I remember some people were really happy, you know, because of they feel like we were supporting establishment. They were not part of that at that time, but later on, being called that for Nyato, they understand my stand on that movement, and my case was different. So there were people at the initial point that were not actually supporting me. They all came back, and then, you know, so yeah, that is it.
So ide akamta ko ide la political danta wol kabring ye muta time minna, and then
because
after a man findino political kona again.
No, because 2021 ended no prison okay. But 2022 ended because the problem was that 2019 I was reminded, and then I came out. I think I was outside for like 4 or 5 months, 6 months. Then it was revoked. So the main political thing from just shortly after the mayoral election, from 2019 to 2022, I was not involved in any politics.
All right.
Yes.
So probably in the problem won't mala we are not going to discuss about that. Yeah. But now look at Kabri Findita prison. You interview conduct with the Fatu Network.
Yeah.
So in that interview, you feel like you were not supported by the president and Anala Mola. Why do you think you were not supported?
No, I didn't say I was not supported. What I said was, not support may expect, because Yala Nyimfana is a very sensitive topic law, and a very sensitive case, because Nyajiba was charged with a capital offense.
You said the support that you were expecting, you did not receive.
Yes.
So that means you were not supported.
Yes.
It's the same.
Yes, it's the same. But then me I don't know, because Yalon come nining mulkata, you know, and then you were part of a certain group. You understand? And then in another like it brought a certain problem, you know, model BJ, they don't want to be associated to that case, especially when it comes to rape, murder, and others. You can understand. But then after the interview, I come to understand, you know, a lot of people were not happy with what I said, but then for me, how I feel, that's how I talk. You understand? You don't censor what I said. But then, you know, there were people, many uncle, like, they will come and see me, you know, like Amadou Ude and others, you know, they will come and see me. But to the extent that the people I was, you don't see them when you have this kind of problem. So you feel kind of betrayed. But at the end of the day, life goes on.
So, but what are you expecting that these people could have done at the time? Because if it Luale Buluno at the time, did you expect a different thing, or do you wanted the president and Alamol to intervene so that the Ebola, or what exactly did you want? Why do you feel not supported?
No, far from that, because bringing problem Atalante, I think 1 week or 1 week before, 1 week after, I have 5 years American visa, bringing problem and I have a lot of people that are they are in government or not friends of them. They were all telling me you have to leave the country and then go. So nothing I expect I need their support. I would have just paid the ticket and go to America. I remember even after Nafo's bail was revoked, I was in London when they called me. Then I have to come back. I think I spent 11 days, then I came back to Gambia. Because to me, I know, I did not do that. And then the Gambia is the only home that I know. You understand? So, back to your question, my expectation because they don't have the powers to do that. We are not in dictatorship. This is what we fought for. But come the moral support, you understand, was not there. Even though when I came out from there, personally, the president helped me. Personally, he did that. You know, but I was not happy when I was in that situation. People you were with before, and then, you know, majority of them, you don't see them around. haramadi yal bo even atel men kan do ko jambi ala kana ni de buda problem ko no MCJ nene and others you feel like bone kata mbeng problem ko tole this where people I'm working with and then today I don't see them so that is actually what I mean but I've never expected that the president will come to court and then remove no I was here I stayed through the case my visas were all revoked and then my bail was revoked I was in the Gambia I didn't go anywhere because at the end of the day the truth will come out and then we'll get it.
Okay, so kabri findira prison in another president ya any president wa nyoje atele kumandi fo itel taraje fangole o jumale a facilitate and itaraje munela
no what I can say because from before this in the president we have that relationship that was not among a secret everybody knew that you know we sometimes will go there you know we have that close relationship so when the case also was finished I also went there and then we met you know some people were there and then things that I was not happy about.
I really invite
I don't know. I was there. I don't know if I didn't invite for this. I can't remember.
To the president we are may invite or not. Is either you right?
Yeah, I think
I accept Puriyaji or whatever I invite Denena or more facilitate Puriyaji.
No more. I can remember one of the protocol facilitated because like I was out those days. You know, my house become like a band. Everybody was just coming. You know, being a politician. You know, being anyone. You know, I receive all kind of people, even though don't be a man now, but we talk on phone. So there were people also, many of them prior to this, they know my relationship with the president and others, and then they ask, you know, and then go, okay, that's fine. This is the president. I'm a citizen. You know, president. I need the momola. If you want to go, you can go.
Okay, so the president wanted you to go, and someone facilitated.
No, I'm not saying the president wanted. Someone asked me if I wanted to go and meet.
Okay.
The president. I said, yeah, of course, he's our president, and then that's
and that person facilitated.
Yes,
that.
yes.
Who is that person?
I cannot remember. It was one of the protocols. Yeah.
Okay, one of the protocols. Yeah. So you meet the president. What happened?
No, that is between me and I don't need to sit on the TV.
No, but you can.
What? No.
You are now someone mialonko funding kelu beke de la fenke. So whatever you do, politically or hana manke political, probably they deserve to know. Yes. Did the president give you money?
No, come for president ente makoele. Just like any other person.
I cannot deal.
I cannot tell if I could but what I can say.
Now just tell me one trade
Yes.
For president deal.
What I can tell you is I went to see the president as a Gambian. You understand? And then he understand like majority of the people what happened to me. He understand more of at the end of the day, even though he's president, but everybody have your feeling and then we talked about that and then he helped me as a Gambian.
How much?
I cannot tell you that.
But you receive money, right?
Yes, I do.
From the president?
Yes.
But you don't want to disclose the amount?
Yes.
All right, the question is answered. So, Wokoro, is it for you to... for President Okoye, you join him to help?
No, absolutely no.
There was no political discussion with the president?
No, it's just like me. I'm in my house today. We are fond of doing that. Every politician did that. Every person did monetary. I come here, you gave me lunch. I don't ask for it because we're not cultural.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything, and we have not talked about anything political. Or you have to join me. Come. Speculation of because I do an interview with president command so 2 million lela. That's not true.
Yeah, but easy now. You are not disclosing the amount.
Yes.
People are speculating. They have all the right to speculate. Some will say 2 million, some will say 3 million, some will say, I can even say 5 million.
Yeah.
So because maybe they want to provoke you pre-diam amount of money. You can say entire president and you control dinner because you know control me along pura support. But it seems like you don't want to disclose the amount.
President yes. But I know I'm supported as a young Gambian. Me come like prior to my problem, the people I know they know I've never worked for government. You know, I'm just doing my business from 2012. And then this thing came, and then I have a big setback. So he felt what I went through, and then he supported me. Not only him, they have other people. They come to my house. They say, there are other business people. They call me. They said, you were doing good. You were doing very well, but now you have this setback, and you need to start up again. And then they help you to up to today we are receiving that, not financially, but they are told, okay, this is your work. we are going to give you a contract to do this to help yourself. So that is normal, but it doesn't mean that support Nadale for anything. No. It's because the relationship is there.
After being supported by the president, you criticize, you think things are not going well at the time?
No, my criticizing. What I said is simple. That is not, I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you and any other person. You know, Gambia is different. When you say something about the president, I hate law, this no. But like, we are all young. We are all aspiring to become something tomorrow. So like, we just have to leave a good foundation in the Gambia for the future generation to come. Because Niajibe, you know, we are like 50-something years now from Jawara to Jammeh to now. So we are trying to lay that good foundation. That is what I said.
You're trying to lay a good foundation, but you feel like things are not going normal.
Yeah, but that one is not it's not a secret to everyone. It's so like there are things that are not going well, and you know, if you are just going to be honest to yourself and to the people, you cannot. There's no country that everything is going well. Even America today, many are they are the most as the superpower. People are complaining, like Donald Trump will say, Joe Biden already destroyed the country, and Joe Biden Buffalo Italy country destroyed. So that was my humble opinion, and then that is where it stands.
Oh, that's a good example. Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Yes.
These are two politicians in the United States.
Yes.
And after your interview, a lot of people said now, Bob, president, you criticize the president, and there are things you say there are things that are not going fine, and you said Atul funding Keol saying like Nyanta Gulla, Alelo Alebamba. A lot of people describe as Bob want to be president of this country. Do you want to be president?
No, I've never said that. Like more like we are people of religion, right?
But do you want to be president of this country?
Do you want to be a president? Everybody want to be a president.
Do you want to be a president?
Who? Me?
Yes.
That is to God. Allah will decide.
No, all of us believe in God. But do you want to be a president?
No, come for what I said, my comments, have nothing to do with if I want to be a president or not. Because
it has. That is a good example you said.
Yes.
I am giving an example between you and Barrow.
Yes.
You give me example between Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Yes.
These are two politicians in US. Okay, it's a good example. Now you are a politician, Barrow is a politician.
No, I'm not a politician.
You are a politician.
No.
You are a politician.
This conversation
that's why I ask you first, at what time did you got involved in politics?
Yes.
You said in 2016.
Yes.
And you got arrested.
Yes.
Then later you came back. You met the president, he supported you, but you later attacked him, his governance and everything. That's what happened. If you listen to the conversation, well, that's what happened.
No, let's make something clear. Attack Aninka to states, maybe the founder, what is in you. I don't think that is an attack.
Because it might not be attack to you.
Yes.
It's your opinion.
Yes.
You have the right to say it.
Yes.
But probably the other side will think you are is an attack to them. You have all the right to do
because you are right. But for what I said, you know, it's simple. I was just encouraging the young people to participate in politics, and this is so because politics they participate, but this is something me along go. I think a life guide. Beating, you know, either you voted or you don't vote. If it is goodness or bad, you understand? So this was my message for the young people to participate into politics.
Okay.
But it doesn't clearly mean Bob want to be this or another.
Okay, but you wanted these young people to participate in politics because you feel like things are not going normal, and that is your right to criticize. Okay. But saying, let's forget about that. Now I'm asking you, as Bob, do you want to be president of this country?
There is no place.
But why did this is a simple question? It's a yes or no question.
No, because I don't think the topic itself even have to be if I want to be the president or not.
I decide what the topic should be.
Yes.
Now I'm asking you, do you want to be president of this country?
You are asking me. It's your right to ask me the question, and it is up to me also to answer what I want to answer. So what I'm telling you,
a lot of young people who follow you,
yes,
deserve to know whether you want to be president.
Yeah, because the lot of people that are following me, they see what I'm doing. For me,
all of us saw what you are doing.
Okay. For me, what is more important to me right
now, do you want to be president of this country?
What is more important to me right now?
This one is important. Do you want to be president of this country?
Listen to me. What is important to me right now? I have lived with people. Many alonko ye sorong kula many alonko come drug ning cool today.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. I know a lot of politicians use those strategies sometimes.
Yes.
Okay? You build up these foundations, you know. Some politicians, I'm not saying you are doing the same thing. Just like the Barrow youth movement that you formed, and it turns to be a political party. You know, politicians come up with some of these things. But now I'm asking you, do you have any interest? Bubacarr Bob Keita, a lot of people said, oh, he politician la league. People love him for different things, but he wants to be president. You have the opportunity to tell us whether you are interested to be president of this country.
You know what I'm interested in? I want to wake up every day. Kajako Gambia is moving in the right direction. You understand?
Don't you want to be president?
Then
if I assume that you want to be president.
That is your right. But for me, what I'm saying.
But am I right?
I don't know. You might be right. You might be wrong.
You have the opportunity to answer the question.
No, but I think
I'm giving you the opportunity to answer the question.
But my question, my answer is very simple. That answer meant it. What I'm doing now, in my introduction, did I ever mention to you I'm a politician? I never said that.
You said that.
No, I never said that.
My first question was,
yes,
at what time did you get involved in politics?
Yeah, but
what was your answer?
In 2016.
Exactly. So that means you are telling me you were a politician in 2016.
No. Okay.
This is a simple answer.
Okay, to me, what do you mean by the politician day? Because I've never contested in any political position.
No, you don't have to contest to be a politician.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, what I'm active political economy. It came in 2016 that many people, young, old, everyone was participated in that because it was a time that Mobe Ajeleko, this would be the end, and then we start a new democratic system. This is how we all came in. From that end to where I'm sitting today, I've been doing my business, I've been minding my business and then helping the people that I should help. And this is what I will continue to do until whatever Allah decides for me in the future.
So what are we expecting from you then?
The same thing I've been doing.
You said the young people should come up. You are a young person.
Yes.
How are you going to come up to do these changes?
How we're going to come up is to talk about the awareness. Like right now, what is happening. There are a lot of people, they don't even know what is happening in the country. So I feel like now, like you're in that age, you understand, you can make decisions for yourself. You are that mature person. You should participate in one way or the other. By doing that, you should be actively involved in politics. It doesn't mean you have to be president, or you have to be mayor, or you have to be councillor, or you have to be MP. You can also participate in your own quota in national development. Like, for example, what I'm doing today, I came out from a jail. I could have said, let me just build my life. But I've seen a lot of young people, they know me, and then I've seen the suffering that they are going through. So we are using our influence to go to them, to talk to them about their education, to talk to them about their life, and then to tell them to leave the bad stuff there, like drugs and others. And this is a part that I've taken, and then I will continue to do it.
You are telling them to leave, all these things are not working in the country.
Yes.
You are telling them that they should be aware. Aware that the government is not doing it right.
No,
that is, if both sides cannot be right. Both sides cannot be right.
No, listen to me.
If you think the youths are suffering, if you think drugs are killing youths, and there is on the employment and a lot of things, okay, and the government has a responsibility to employ them. Government has a responsibility to protect them from these things. So right now, practically you said funding kill political kono. So I knew funding kill they are not going to support the president. Who are they going to support? Is it you or who?
No. I'm not trying to instigate anyone to who to support or who not to support. That is not my message.
But they should have someone to support.
No, listen to me.
If you want them to involve in politics, you just say, okay, go into politics.
No, listen. Okay, now let's take it this way.
Okay.
For example, right now, for me, all the outing I've been doing, there is no place you can, because in the Nintara Dawoda, I try to have a video There is no way that I've tell any student that join this party. That is up to you to decide. You understand? Come day B, I can decide today I'll go with this party or I'll go with that party. That is my right. More or any person there. But now what I'm trying to say here is we want the youth to have that political awareness. Because somebody else is going to decide for you tomorrow. So it's better for you to be actively involved into it. You decide okay, being council men support men elect kanteng na konyolto. What is their role? What are they going to bring for us? You understand? Nimbo jembe National Assembly member men elect kanteng soma. Men an ko lebe mo represent le député bondo. Mune mila role tibe mune keno la mole. So mbengin chairman on li mail men elect la mune mila role tibe menka. So mbengin president men elect la. So this is the awareness that we are trying to them to know. Because yal nimam cool ibeka tano abala banita fa ya lonko okay so that is the awareness that we are trying to put into them.
So you talked about coming up with a movement. So allow that movement be stage man coming with a movement?
What I said is that movement, if you look at it, everybody is talking about it. You understand? We have to come up with a movement. For the fact that movement can be a pressure group, it can be a political movement, it can be any movement. You understand? So, like that one is not a crime for me to say it, and I still stand by that.
Yeah, for us people say it is a political movement.
Yeah, people are always entitled to.
Is it a political movement?
Yes, it can be a political movement. It can be a pressure movement.
Now tell us what movement is it?
What we are doing right.
Movement is
right now. You know, it's not an open secret what we are doing. You have seen it. We've been.
I've seen that one. Go Allah movement, or is it political or social pressure group?
We started as a social one now, and then it will come as a pressure. I try to.
No, I'm just trying to. I'm just asking.
Ask the question and answer.
Okay, go ahead.
So I can only.
Okay, yes. Saying I'll start social. I'll be a pressure group.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah.
From there.
Then when we sit here next time, you'll know what we're gonna do.
So why do you want to be politician? You don't want to reveal it now.
No, but the problem.
That is gradually. You're starting with social, yes. Then you will be a pressure group. Then from there you will be a politician, and you will head the movement. You are a presidential candidate.
That is your word.
No, I'm asking you.
No. That is not. You are putting those things to me. But what I can tell you now, what we are doing, that's the only thing I can tell you. So what will come in the future, you will see it yourself, inshallah.
How big is that movement?
It's out there, it's big. There are a lot of people involved in it.
Okay. All right. So now we've seen you. You school do min na min ko ikata school do ganyim penol min di. Ikata penol di ikot take the pen and leave the drug. I think that's the slogan. That's the slogan. Yeah. Take the pen and leave the drug. So people more ko ibe campaign yolla because you are going to school, you engage in young people. Nyimbanko la funding ke wole siar so ve milbe findra wole siar and ibe wole engage kang ka penol di la ka fo fenko are you doing that for political reasons?
No. Yara membi yara mo ibe ka ken officer wale de yande kuno when I was in problem some da nimbe police van kono from the court to the prison because student register loka many ango they are young kids, they are running free bob. You know, anything they did that one for me voluntarily. Alakan kilaka. So being internet and get a free man, and then I still have that connection with them. Ngaje be kush or whatever it is called, Gina Bas, I be a life destroyer. The little I can do is to go back to them and tell them, take the pen and leave the drug. You understand? That is humanity. So ni mo project support you want to associate it to politics, then it's a matter of understanding the settle still. Because wherever I go.
Who is sponsoring that?
Myself and other sponsors. There are a lot of people that are sponsoring it.
Who? Like who?
No, I cannot sit here and tell you. But then there are people, in a name, there are some people, companies, they want to be part of it. Like Africell, individuals, you know, some embassies. They see what we are doing. It have no political attachment to it. But this is about the country. A few days ago, I was calling Banjul. The name for like Sabafaya, I don't know. In all their communities, how many people are in Gambia? But they called me and they told me, Bob, you need to come here and talk to these kids because they always talk about you. So we went there, we organized a big meeting, and we told them, it only sends you to 3 places. Either you are in mile 2, you are in the graveyard, whatever left or not. Nobody wants to be in that. So if I'm taking that step to help those young people, many of them are very vulnerable, they cannot do anything for themselves, and people are trying to associate that to politics. So what is there?
Tom, don't you think if you are serious, maybe left a political or a left a presidential candidate? Well, a lot of people, young people, said that. Right? Don't you think it will be disappointed? It's just 2 years to the election. And then you talked about movement. You are doing social. You will come into pressure group. What next? No one knows. Don't you think it is the right time to come out and tell people that this is what I'm interested in, and for them to know? If you are interested, therefore I'm not interested.
No, people will always speculate.
No, but you have not been clear.
No, just listen to me. People can always speculate. It's my Facebook, it's my TikTok, Instagram, whatever I do, I posted it there. And I'm doing it mainly solely to help those people out there. You understand? Right now, as we are seated here, we have over 30 schools, including Arabic school, we need to go there and talk to this. Before we were writing to this, but now the schools are writing to us.
All those are good things.
So, no, let me answer your question.
Okay.
So you can mention the citizen lady, then after anything, or whatever I want to do, I will come out and say.
But don't you think this is the right time? We just have 2 years to the election.
No, it doesn't. Like, I've never anywhere and cover people will tell me this. People will tell me stuff. But what is more important to me right now, mama iko mola so morola yafa. Wala so manga wuli bango mama iko dinindole ne kundre asamba demban kline ma fata jeli. Wala so manga mo iko boy so le mute sorom prison just because of these kind of things. Nyakilo bakan last 2 years, we went to prison. I organized a fundraising. We make over close to $500,000. We went there. Ngamol Bondi. Over 16, 17 young Gambians, they will even call me to thank me. But nobody associates that one to politics. But because this one now, we are going to the schools, the students are coming out, and all kind of speculation. But I cannot control what other people say, but we'll still continue doing what we are doing. Yeah,
but the best thing would have been, Bob, I'm not interested in doing politics. I don't want to be presidential candidate. Or I will contest 2026.
No, but Akamoto Society, you are trying to put words in.
No, I'm not putting. I'm just asking questions.
No.
So you answer the question.
What we are doing, in my slogan, take the pen, leave the drug.
I know that. I know that very well. But why Molka Minyininka is not about what you are doing. Molka Minyininka is more jabi that whether you are interested to be president.
When Ninta Laftak Lola either council yalla, or Laftak Lola either National Assembly member or anything, I'll come out and say this is what I want.
But don't you think this is the right time to say?
Yeah, but when we reach there, if that is what I want.
You have already reached there. You have just 2 years to election. Okay, so you got rejected. American Embassy la visa, visa de la monekera.
No, I was having a visa, not visa in Sotole. I think 2-3 days or some days before after my first arrest. I have 5 years multiple entrance, but I from 2019 I have that visa to 2021. I've never I don't even go there. At first place I'm doing my business. I just feel like to go for holiday and visa apply. They gave it to me. And then I understand there are people whom that write that petition to the embassy to say, oh, this guy is alleged, because I was never convicted. And the best reason why they revoked it is best known to them. And when I came out, well, I acquired this visa legally. I was supposed to go for holiday, but it was revoked. And the reason was because of my case. The states feel like I might abscond. But I've stayed here for 2 years without going anywhere. And then now I need the visa back. So when I went back there, they rejected me. Then I'll sit in my country.
You only report, yeah?
I don't know. I know some of them, but there are some people I don't know.
Would you mind a feminist or them?
Some are feminists. I don't know whether they are feminists, but but there's a certain group that wrote to the embassy.
And it has to do with your case.
Yeah. Because in the later, that's what they said, that I'm alleged of this case, and then because when bring a bail sort of, the state object to the bail, it had an appeal, and then what they said, one of the reason is I'm flight risks, you know, I have my visa, which I already surrendered to them. I gave them that passport long time ago. So I don't know. They just they just want to hurt you differently. Yeah. So that's what they did.
All right. So Jannim Binana Molia, you've call follow can Gambia science and team. You've list this alleged corruption allegation on make it a IEC. And also in BCC, 27 staffs here will suspend right now. Equator so can be jola ela salary la half level. Well, we've seen the commission going on. Despite commission in Bitakane and Council Jamal mentioned Tangento. Dolby Jele admit that ko ye tinyarol kele in millions, but you've seen BCC Damalem Council to me along ko 27 more letters so kono, and the reason is because of the audit report. It all well. But starting with IEC, are you surprised that IEC this alleged corruption will be fintikanje?
Yeah, I'm very surprised because Najibe IEC government institution will be telephone and kagana telling because be teleka decide member kala congressman for member kala council member kala deputy member kala mayor chairman and president. So be ninkaje nying sifaka fintije. Niajibe the last two big electional IEC men conduct the the first one with Jamme, you know, it nearly put the country into war, you know, and then the second one, even though I was in prison, but we are following it, that it came unfair, and then they even have to do the petition, and then it was thrown away by some technicalities, you know. So to see in scandal from IEC, it's very disappointing. And then we hope the due process will be taken, and those who are found wanting, you know, they face the, you know, the law.
Do you trust the current IEC leadership?
I have no reason not to trust them, you know, because near Jube, a bold statement in 2016, you know, it need a big courage, you know, for them to come with that stance, even though we know. The status quo at that time, those days, and for them to stand by the people and to say, okay, this is the right thing, even though they came back again to say, okay, in small mistakes, but they still stood their ground, and then you know, they stand by the truth despite Membekeraji we've seen on TV, but and then with this other election. So I think from that experience. Yeah, but to come with this other one is very disappointing. So
what about BCC? When we've seen other councils, they have the same problems. You know, Molbe Dokola and saying, but now BCC 27 staffs here will suspend you. What reaction?
Yeah, it's you know right now in Gambia, we have this. We have I think we have an institutional problem right now because they are week in, week out. You know, there's alleged corruption, there's corruption. It's everywhere. You know, either the central government level or the local government. We've seen what is happening in all the councils, either BCC, you know, the Labase, Brikama, KM, you know. I think the Kunying, it shocks me to believe that all these things will be happening. And I think what we need to do, we need to strengthen our institution. You know, we don't need to create strong men. We need to create strong institutions because you know, problem will be economic. You understand? Big example, if you look at America in the past election between Biden and Trump, if Americans were not having a strong institution, up to today Trump is going to be the president. Like Georgia, for example, you know, Trump was calling them to say, no, I need 8,000 something vote, and those governors and those, you know, mayors, well, them Republican, but they say they took the oath. Oath mental, the constitution, that's what they define. That is what they defend. So to me, I think we need to be honest to ourselves, Gambians. Pour corruption more be a fight. It's from all sides. Amanke melda manka receive, and then men franka di. So to see, you know, 27 staff, nobody BCC sign, maybe half of their staffs are going.
Yes.
So that is very alarming. And to see what is happening in the commission. I think we need to have a real and serious conversation with regards to our
as a country
institution, yes,
right.
And our country.
Thank you so much, MC. Thank you so much for this information. MC, déglu nga sa waay. Wax na about moom jaar-jaaram bi, but also the problem at of course IEC and also Banjul City Council seen staff yu xam ne dañ leen suspend.
jërëjëf Buba. foog naa ne ni ngay gërëm bopp bu baax. foog naa wax na jaar-jaaram si politique ak si business. ndaw la bu nga xam ne mu ngi yëngatu si politique bi. xëy na mu ngi koo bañoon itam foog naa politique moom ñaari mbir la. am na ku ko def si kaw am na ku ko def si suuf. am na ko toog si kër tam mu ngi wax yi politique. because sooy wax mbiri réew rek yaa ngi politique. so kon kenn ku nekk politicien nga. xëy na dafa am na koo defee ret tam gis nañ taxawa tam soo wax nga tam si mbiri ña IEC. bu nga xam ne keroog def naa si ay waxtaan. ne Gambien yi war a bàyyi si xel bu baax si mbiri IEC bi. because report yi bëri génn na balaa IEC report yi génn. waaye yu nga xam ne sax mu ëpp xaalis. soo xoolee office of the président report bi génn na fa. kon na fa ay bina si bëri. waaye police yi defuñ benn actions amul kenn kun oo correctionnel amul kenn kun arrest amul kenn kun charge. gisoon nañ coow office of the président muy number one. because mooy the highest office. soo ñëwee si ministre of health COVID-19 bi for over more than $600 million COVID-19 funds. report bi génn na ay waxoon si kenn even ministry bi sax dafa dem si assemblée mu confirmé day sa corruption at his ministry. amul kenn koo xam ne onen la ñu wala ministry staff am bi ñu sobseen leen amut. so foog naa ne selective justice bi dañ ko di bàyyi xel. am nga ñaari mbir moo fi nekk. da nga am di national audit report bi ak commission nekkul benn. parce que audit report bi all the countries yëpp seen report si génn na. Banjul génn na KMC génn na West Coast yëpp génn na wala soo xoolee amut fenn si passé Banjul rek la gaa yi ne dem toog. ñu jox leen half payment. parce que nga xool nga dem Brikama seen CEO bi dafa taxaw mu ne mu admin over millions of dollars xaalis yu bëri. 29 millions 100 millions 10 millions 12 millions yëpp ngaa dégg Brikama. so yooyu yëpp gis nañ ko fi nga dem URR nga dem place yu bëri.
yeneen council yi dégg naa ñoom ñu ne max yi ñoo lekk seen
am na ko wasa ne waaw moom janax yi ñoo lekka
exactly yes exactly
Brikama la am Brikama la maa ngi ko seetaan si commission bi. so kon yooyu yëpp ñu ngi koo gis fii. parce que national audit report bi dafa joxe report si nga xam ne ñëpp gis nañ ko across the board. man dama ne all these commissions yu gars yi def nii yëpp da nga dimbale ay nit ñi am xaalis. àdduna bi ni ngay bàyyi commissions. lu nga am mooy di office national audit department bi moom ngaa empower support leen liggéey bëgg a commission yi def nii ñoom defal na la ko pare. is ma daw yow nga implement ko rek soo demee Sénégal loolu la gars yi def. all these gars yi di arrest nii yow amul kenn ku dem commission. di audit report waxee Macky Sall moo ko audit mu audit gars yi yow la gars yi jël di ko implement ñuy oo gars yi benn. because soo jëlee for exemple nga xool soo establish a commission. lu mu doon di nga spend more than $50 million.
commissioner each receiving 100,000
or 200,000. soo xoolee xaalis boobu yaa ngi am office moo xam ne loolu mooy liggéeyam. léegi mu ne yow yaa ngi am office bi yaa ngi si beneen commission. pero ñaata commission moo am Gambia land commission amoon na fi. kenn déggu ko jaane commission naka TRRC bi. loolu commission moo dee am Faraba commission ak lu dee am mooy da ngaa jël kii nga ponis kii nga bàyyi kii because kii moo laa féewoo politically nga ne waa léegi kii moom suma parti bi xaaral ma def ko gannaaw ko xam ne xëy na man bokk maa moom yoon ma ponis ko. so yooyu yëpp ñu ngi ko gis si dëkk bi so moo tax ma ne lu xew BCC foog naa government ne war a bàyyi xel ne commission mu ngi am. loolu yaa ngi establish commission mu nga xam ne mu ngi dem right now gaa ngi KMC suñu pare ni ngay dem Banjul. so waaye noonu nga jël all this report nga foog ko de nekk commission bi ñu xaar gars yi ñëw si tuuti commission after di commission bi suñu jeexalee seen liggéey seen recommandation su jotee ñu war a jaarale suñu jaar la si yoon. ba tey ñoom moo gën nga sof seen leen council dafaa soox liggéey dafa am because wala commission di jeex KMC na jël ay months bala mu ñëw Banjul beneen level la so mun la dawale ñaari biir at once. so moo tax ma ne bu ñu ñëwee si mbiri IEC ma ne ñu bëri ñu doon coow di célébrer kontaan waaw IEC dañ crop nangam na ma ne la leen bàyyi suñu xel. because this current chair committee current naka membership management of IEC ñu fa nekk yaa mu ne ici time jàmm ñoo fa nekkoon. so léegi su nekkee ne nguur bi léegi toog ne bàyyi neen yi la yëpp ay 600 am na ñaata la gaa jox fii tenda without nekk advertising ko. compagnie bëri na fi ay gars yi tenda government paro taxaw na kii dafa ñëw si man dama bëgg a def lii prix finance waa garaaw nga jox ko yëpp gis nañ ko fi. so yëpp nekkul ni ko toppa soo lee report bi yëpp dañ ko bàyyi léegi ñu topp dem ba IEC loolu ñu da war dem IEC loolu la gaa si war a laaj so léegi su ñu demee IEC léegi ñu dissolve IEC kan mooy appoint commissioner yi is the président pare mun ngaa nekk si parti ñëpp foog na yow nekkuloo NPP fekk sa xol bi yow yaa gën a nekk kuy yuuxu NPP si kaw yow nga ko si yaa gën a nekk NPP mun nga ñëw boo gaaji nga ne waale boo gaaji mooy nekk chairman of the IEC fekk boo gaaji googu mooy nekk number 100% NPP waaye si dem doo ko mos a xam mu ngi téye soxla so ku ñu appoint commissioner yi yow opposition bi amuloo si cadre mu la si wax dara because comme ça moo jox président mu ko neex mu jox ko place boobu.
so yow óoluloo si government daal.
óolu ma si dara. da nga gis ne li nga war a tëb nga bàyyi yu gën a ëppa. office du président moo gën a ëppa. doy na si kenn.
di gam petroleum scandal.
gam pétrole mu ngi fële. si naka seen i port bi. seen i port bi at airport. loolu sax report yi dafa génn ñu ngi ko gis. ñi 150 millions ñi ay billions of naka ngay dégg ay 2 billions yooyu mu ngi amee ba léegi gars yi nga ko amee mu ngi si government bi. so it's matter of nga jox ko force squad wala jox ko police yi ñu implement ko it's simple because all these councils yëpp gaa audit nañ leen councils yëpp audit report génn na yëpp génn na so audit bi génn na yaa ngi def beneen commission parce que soo xoolee suñu demee nga xool budget di commission bi dina dem for more than $50 million or $50 million si ma bi la gaa di spend léegi ñi la yaa ngi jox liggéey ni ngi am liggéey audit département baa ngi liggéey ni ngi seen liggéey so mu ngi ne ñaari report mooy génn si nekkee ñaari report bi génn léegi commission isi recommendation report bi naka da sama audit bi tam génn na yow amul fenn fu nga xam ne audit nañ la gisuñ dara soo demee kon mun ngaa leen kees boobu sax mun naa possible boo kii mun naa isi recommendation commission bi kii isi bi report xam ne yow boo ko wax yow amul dara xam ne laa nga ko si
yow basically dañu war a empower the national audit office.
national audit office lu la gaa war a
any report si let them just act on the report.
act on the report jarul sax àdduna bi dañ bàyyi commission dañ ko di créer pour dimbale ay nit ñu am xaalis understand nga lu nga xam ne lii ñëw office moo fa nekk pour loolu la def nañ liggéey bi yëpp all the ministry departments yi yëpp foo dem audit report def nañ liggéeyam teg ko so yow as a government si tekkee da nga bëgg a xeex corruption bul xool kenn doole ko sa office parce que sa office la njëkk génni
ok alright
so concernant mbiri IEC bi Gambie si ni war a bàyyi xel seen bu baax si mbiri IEC bi buñ jëma waa ne waa léegi because government mun naa use sax waa pour woon internal community bi ne waa ni ngi xeex corruption ca bu loolu naka election house bi sax door nañ foofu bala nga election house bi foo war a jëkkee door mooy because nga système bi di entire Gambie la nekk gis nga moo tax Barrow dañ ko appoint dañ ko élect sorry pour muy ses propre réforme lii problème muy am ni yëpp système bu yàgga la système bi daf fi yàggaa nekk so moo tax commission soo ko sampee pare suy def recommandation dafa day won ne area sangam nii dañ fa am réforme lii ak lii mooy problème bi suñ toppoon jaane commission ba nga xool recommandation ñu fa nekka i su ëppa ñun laa woon lan la ngaa war a improve suñu naka si civil servants bi naka la ngaa war a gisee mën a yemee xaalis ona sanga waaye loolu yëpp gaa dañ ko dee tegee boor so suñu xooloon yooyu bara 3 years am boobu mu nekkoon time bi coow yi jeexoon na all these reforms amoon na luwaay change nañ ko doxin bi change na xaalis bi nga war a jaarale yëpp change na kon da ngaa mën a minimize corruption si ba tey ñu ngi gis mooy benn réforme amul soo adami de système bi fi nekkoon ba léegi mooy continuer and léegi la gën a was bi ko léegi la politique gën a bari because time yi jaame sax xëy na kenn yi nga wax ne moo nekk di def affaire yi ba léegi fu nekk nii moom pàccoo la understand nga so kon yooyu dañ war a xoolaat réew bu ko réew lu ko yóbbu si kanam mooy jub ak wax dëggatam ak jaar yëpp si yoon ak bul ay ñi nga amale ñëpp bon adami de lu xew si IEC man accountability dama ko bugga waxuma ne te waru yóbbu jaaru kenn yoon de dina ko xam ne da yaa lekk nga àll réew mi si benn tranche sax da nga ko war a génni loolu mooy dëgga bon lu ñu fi gis mooy di nga gis ku lekk lu bari ñu tege ko boor because politically mu ngi laa support ko xam ne defu dara sax nga ne xanaa police ko yooyu lañ gis si dëkk bi fii and lu wota am si Gambia.
All right, thank you so much. Then, what is your reaction to the discussions with Bob and also the audit report, IEC, and the suspension of 27 staff in BCC?
Thank you very much, Gajigo. First, I would like to acknowledge the comments my brother made, Buba. It is very painful, and what have gone to happen. So, apology for that. I will feel so very sorry about it. However, when it comes to my contribution regarding the audit of IEC and then the BCC 27 staffs paying half salary sit at home. So basically, I want to have a very, very in-depth discussion related to this issue, but I will give you my candid and real opinions as far as it is concerned. I'm not an analyst when it comes to audit and then commissions issues, but from my own perspective, when we talk about audit and commissions, is to trying to figure out what goes wrong and a way forward for national development. So IEC could have, I will be very surprised and disappointed if this comes from an audit and an independent body, dealing with an independent body. IEC could have been the least institution in this country to be accused of corruption as far as my knowledge is concerned. Because the independent electoral commissioner, the word independent itself, now when audits come with their findings, that's where they stop. The prosecution, whatever investigation is under the jurisdiction of the police. So when the police decided that they want to go and investigate the issues of the IEC, I don't see anything wrong from my point of view. If there is any corruption at the office of the president, if there is any corruption at the office where I work, these is files that have been pushed to the office of the inspector general to make a decision. So if he decided to focus on IEC first, that doesn't simply mean we are going to stop here. It rings a bell that we are dealing with an independent commission, and any other party will not be exception, including if there is anything that have been found in the office of the inspector general,
including the office of the president.
What I said is, if there was a corruption that is alleged to be at the office of the president and with any other department, when the office of the inspector general, the police have the decision that they want to investigate issues that are happening at IEC, that's just a moving start.
But there are audits that are already out.
Yes.
Why didn't you start with those audits?
When you say why didn't you, that simply means you're speaking to me in particular, right?
I'm speaking to you as
your government.
As
our government.
As yes, exactly.
Yes,
as
our
a
government. When you speak to me as our
NPB
government, I agree with you 100%.
Good.
But Gajigo, you will 100% agree with me. I have no power, I have no right whatever to question the office of the inspector general when they decided to investigate the office of the IEC. What I'm telling you here is my opinions. I'm saying there is nothing wrong, and that this doesn't put a full stop that here where we are going to stop. So don't be surprised. The next move might be the investigation office of the president, if there is any.
Office of the president.
If there is any.
We are not expecting that anyway.
No, if you are not expecting it, that will be based on your candid opinions. But I have all the right also the citizens to say.
Because this is based on the previous reports. You know, you have again, and we've seen a lot of reports you have again, and
Yes.
they did not act on them. We've not seen the IGP act, so this is the first time.
The work of the IBG will not be dictated by me. If he decided, if he want to, that's under his own jurisdiction. There are other office opinions, audit that have been brought to decks, and they have never been touched. In the eye of you and I. But what is under you and I don't know. Do you know whether there is an underground check going on at the office of the president? Or
They should tell
but what
us.
is visible to you and I is right now they are dealing with the office of the IEC. And it's not a full stop. It's just a comma. Meaning that will be a continuation. So who will be the next? You and I don't know.
Okay, I don't
Yes.
know. They should be informing us. What about BCC? The suspension of the 27 staff?
The suspension of 27 staff, I don't think whoever is responsible just wake up and dream that tomorrow I have to suspend the 27 staff from BCC. So it is a link to a particular reasons that I will tell you to be kind of opinion. I don't know. I in fact didn't even go in depth to read about what happened. It was not even part of my priorities for this week, neither last week.
They said it's based on the audit report.
Yes.
But we've seen them in other councils, they've testified that they've allegedly spent millions unlawfully, but they are not suspended.
You know, rule for one should be rule for all. Okay. I'm not speaking in the aspect of being an MPP, but I'm speaking in the aspect of being a nationalist.
Yeah.
If this is what is applicable to LRR, where I come from, it's what is applicable to the people of CRR, is where other people come from. If the laws have touched the people of Banjul, it's the same law that should be applicable to people in URR and LRR and wherever they come from. So if this happens, I pray and advocate that if there is anything that happens in other places, let it also be implemented.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you think there is a youth political movement that can unseat Barrow? Did you see that?
Any youth political movement that can unseat Barrow 2026?
Yes, 2026.
I will give you capital N and a capital no.
Why?
That's me particularly no.
Why?
Guys, no.
Why?
Because I'm not convinced, and I don't think I will be convinced. Unless if that is that you have in mind that thing they can convince, let them come out and surface it out.
Yeah, they're not talking for now.
Yeah. So I know your point of departure, which I respect, but your landing will not concur with my ideology.
No problem.
Yes.
The youths are not talking for now. They will wait after and come. Mr. Moza, I'm going to reaction on it. After the year start already, do you think there is the Gambia funding KLD ready for 2026? Just like what happened in Senegal to unseat Barrow in 2026. Do you see that sign first before we go to the IEC and Council?
Yeah, I think I believe Gambians are really ready to effect the necessary change come 2026. I am not sure if really the youths of this country have what it takes to unseat Barrow, as in preparation. Il a paré. Ngani bije le de. Akamfa bije, alafo bije. Appare warranted doubt. If you look at the census, you know, amazingly, 18 to let's say 30, near all combined. I come to let's say at the population of the other categories.
Yes.
So this country has a very big future, very big future. But again, are we as youths? Are we prepared? Are we prepared? Having the intention, you know, is one thing, but for parental, I may agree with him on that front. But 2 years is a very big space politically, very big space. Jamai became president how many days? Less than a month.
10 days.
God decides, you know, in God's office. What I love about God is that is this. And I always say, do you know why God is able to rule to a very good degree of fairness? Is because God has no secretary. He decides. You see, that is the problem that this country has. We need to have somebody who actually could be kind of godlike, as in you don't favor. You do what you think is the right thing.
Right, yeah.
Now, that is my answer for the youth. But I can tell you one thing. If Bob Keita, Buba, you, MC, yourself, myself, really see Gambia, forget it. If Baba wants, let him bring any IEC chairman. We're going to boot him out. And he's going to go crossing roads like Makisala is doing. He'll be waiting for cars for just like normal people.
Yeah.
You know, I hate it when I see African leaders going outside after presidency. It's shit, man.
Yeah.
And we are losing economically because all they have, they're spending it there. I don't like that. So from a nationalistic point of view, that's not what I support. Whatever our presidents do, they remain here. You see, Bush and, for example, we just want to broaden the perspectives. Bush and Obama killed more Muslims, if now say more human beings, than the entire African leaders. Do you know that? During that tenure, I mean. So what the hell? These people are enjoying. We are here fighting. This, how many people? Okay. I am not trying to downgrade the number of people that died. No. I'm trying to give you comparison. How many countries were invaded? And how many people died? Well, those people are living large. Celebrated.
Protected.
Yeah. So we are not also saying that any president should take advantage. No. But what the questions we are asking and what we are focusing is the problem for me. Now, as youths, let's be prepared. That's my point. We have the love, we have the intention, but are we really prepared to sacrifice? And I would use the opportunity to appeal that let all the youths who are eligible go and get your voters card. So that come 2026, we decide for the country. Let us not decide for our parties and individuals, but we decide for our future. The ticket to US today could be probably 50, 30, depends on those that travel. I don't know. But your time, my time, probably it will be 100,000. Can you pay that? To just go and get a kidney something or go and get a basic test done on you. So this country can do it. Let's vote for that. Let's see that. Coming to the commissions.
Yes.
You know, I think it's a joke, to be honest with you. You see, we are all human beings. We know. No matter how we double, we know. What is there, we all know. You see, when you come and inherit a system, that you say doesn't work for the majority, it works for a minority. The first thing you do is to dismantle that system and bring in that which suits the majority. Now, if you don't do that, then you are a joker. And you are aiding and abetting the same system. So if the president comes and tells us, oh, you don't see, we are doing commissions. Yes, optics, good. Oh, yes, he is actually doing something. But the truth is this. I can tell you, and you can tell your president, if you have connection with him, that he is wasting more taxpayer money unnecessarily. This is something that he could save. If the police is there, the audit is there, and you have so many other departments that are coming up with the same thing. The facts are all the same, pointing to, okay, Abla, you had this problem. Everybody knows it. Now you're creating commission. The reason is this. With national audit reports, politically, it does not serve well. Why? Because it's only Buba probably who understands English and basic economics, basic finance, to know what the audit report is actually pointing at. So it means you will not see the president as he is working. You will forget that National Audit Office is even under the government of the Gambia. So politically, MPP cannot take credit from the layman's perspective. But the commission, everybody is glued to the TV, so you have the coverage. So that is paying off for you as a political party and as a president. That is the reason for these commissions. That is it. Because otherwise, you want to go to Brikama and you have Gelewele and you have C-class, you have this. Your ultimate goal as a president is to make sure we arrive at Brikama. If you have Gelewele available, why would you waste taxpayer money hiring a C-class to go to Brikama? But sometimes, I can't do motor. I can't do motor. I'm not going to do it, but I have to class. So you
think it's a political point for...
It's a political point. That is the purpose of commissions. They have some other purposes, I understand, I know, we all know. But the reason why we have incessant commissions in this country is to paint certain individuals bad and certain individuals good. Ultimately, I always say there will be a win, there will be a loss. Because the left will be painted, the right will be painted. Now, you have what you call, and I always emphasize this, you have what we call Lean Six Sigma. Is a waste elimination area, and it is applicable to all. And you have what you call team moods, and you have what you call over-processing, you have what you call overproduction, and you have what you call defects and skills. Now, what is over-processing? When you have your water or your bread, and you over-process it, it gets burnt. And when it gets burnt, you need to remake another bread. This is what the government is doing. Already the facts are here. You are processing them from the National Audit Office, police. You move on, you are processing them. They will be over-processed. And what makes that over-processing is you need some money to continue that process. That money could have saved us something else. That is what MC was saying. It is because the president is wasteful. I am speaking from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. I want a green belt in that area. So I know what I'm saying. Why? Because instead of adding value, you are taking it away. If you are to spend 100 million to have commissioners paid, rent, TV, and this coverage and all that. But again, the police and the National Audit Office, the judicial system is there. They can just make these things happen. But you still say, no, we still want to investigate. It means you are doing what you call over-processing. You are also doing what you call overproduction. And when you do overproduction, now let me talk to Bob Keita's area so that you understand probably. I know you understand. Let's say you have a lot of fire extinguishers. In a year, you need to supply 500. That is your capacity, meaning the demand is not more than 500. It is not wise for Bob Keita to buy 600 fire extinguishers because the 100 will not be, bought. That is what the government is doing. That is what we call waste. So you are overprocessing using taxpayer money to do the same thing that could be done in an easy way because already the facts are here.
Yeah.
So if a government that is interested in really efficiency, eliminating waste, you are not interested in for people to see what NPP is doing and trying to tempt other people bad, you will just go and do what you should do. But that's the truth. This is not a way of saying, okay, Commissioner Manyan Nakela. No for. But Commissioner Bechekan Dalilo Men Kamalang, why are you doing it again? Fix it. Already we have Yajame's properties. Do you know the Yajame's properties could have saved this country?
Yeah,
only Jammeh's assets. They could have saved this country. Where are they? And how much did the government say they made out of it? So it means President Barrow and his government is not serious. That's the truth. Because this country has the opportunity to recover all that probably you allege Jammeh had done. But we still don't see the value. We don't see that money. Now, people are even asking, oh, you want to serve people, but even the names of those that bought the assets you don't want to say. And you say you are a serious government. You are not serious. That's the truth. We come. Is it only IEC? You have many others. No Jamal.
Yeah, a lot of them.
More Jamal. And again, the problem with why, it's your right to support NPP. Huh? If you want to, I know you know that. If you want to go and support my mobile phone, right, that's fine. Yeah. But it pains me also if we are not looking things from a nationalistic perspective sometimes. If you have a family, the least you could do is to give them the level playground. The ground that is okay, but more basic and it's not nice that this guy is given chance, let's say from a driver, right? A bank driver, or you don't even have proper education. They give you an entire region. You messed it. Politically you messed it. Legally you messed it. Morally you messed it. Accusations of sleeping with married women and so on. You lose that because people don't like it. The president decides to use taxpayer money to send you outside. And you think that president is a good president? As a youth, if somebody does that at a time when your kids are now up, they are qualified, they can do that position. But the president or the leader at that time is only interested in people who go doing these extramarital affairs. How much is lost becoming area council? You are appointing those same people.
Millions, yeah.
Okay, a president a commission has said, okay, this is a probable cause, or this is this. In the case of Sabali, for example, you went to the parliament to change just to satisfy that ego. You think, as young people, no wonder why you are surprised that there will be no movement that can actually get Barrow out, because for us to do things right, our thinking must be right. So if our thinking is not right, come on, we cannot have anything right. So sometimes we look at things not because, okay, NPP, UDP, sometimes some people even don't know where I belong. Because for me, I feel like, come on, I see Gambia, let's talk about it. When it's time to vote, I may decide to vote for Buba, that's me. But let's talk about Gambia, at least to... So it doesn't make sense for anyone who does not start thinking properly to think would have a better conclusion. Because we have seen all the pointers that the way we are going, and the whole thing about it is leadership. Take it or leave it. The whole thing about it is leadership. So that is why, if you have become an area council having these issues of, the millions, did you see Singfo at the commission? Singfo Songo?
No, I didn't see him yet.
I also did not see them. Maybe there's another commission. I'm not saying he's not going to come. But I think that he would have been a person of interest. That should come.
You want to listen to him, yeah?
Yes, we want to listen to him. But people that are doing this bad, excessively for that matter, these are the people that the president is choosing to appoint for them to waste taxpayer money again, because they don't add any value. Okay. Now let me give you a case in point why I said they don't add value, and why I think people should begin to rethink. I always say, when I see Bob, for example, is going to schools to give pen, Pen is small, but the symbol there, the symbolism is great. You understand? But I'm seeing Sabali doing a similar thing. Bob is giving jersey, Sabali is giving jersey. Sabali has at his disposal ambassadors who can lobby in Turkey for Gambians to go and train in Turkey academies, get agents, government paid those agents to come a season 2 times or so to see Gambian youths play football. And then they take 2-3 go. Sadio Mane, if you have 10 Sadio Manes in the Gambia, what do you think, the economic aspect of it? Now, if somebody is doing the same thing, it means they don't have anything to offer. Now, if young people are supporting that, then there's no future for this country. And there I concur with him. You cannot change because you are not seeing what you should see. And you are not thinking right. That is, and so many other things, you know, what has the Namolka for call? Now, change you can ask young people. Nyabaro Bondi. In another 5 years, Anake, we are Bondi. We are the majority, believe it or not, if we take active position. Like Bob Kamembo, they not do political. We take active position in politics. No one would joke with us. Because we decide, we break, we make. Anything that we want and anyone that we want. Alright? So these are some of the things that the young people, us as young people, let us support that which is right. You see, when people say, oh, right is relative, no. Law is relative. Law is relative. Morality also could be relative. But right is never relative. That's how God made us. God put a fitra in us that all of us will see that this one, they can be born. Now, as young people, let's come together. It doesn't matter whether the movement is 5 people, 10 people, let us come together. They can only advocate. You belong anywhere, I belong anywhere. But you see, there is a common, let me put it this way, barrier to the progress of this country, which is the current administration headed by President Barrow. How do we get him out? Democratically, we go to the polls.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bojan. You have anything to respond? Or
Yeah, definitely I do.
Oh, go ahead.
I
Yes.
do. So what I want to put across to my brother, you know, as far as young people of this country are concerned, the first priority should be Gambia. It's either is President Barrow is in power, he is in power, I'm in power, or you are in power. It's the Gambia first. So as much as we have those brilliant ideas that we want to put in the table for a movement of the Gambia from one point to another, it needs to be implemented by any other individual. It doesn't mean who is in power. So now many young people currently have been tested. It's our responsibility to prove ourselves to be in that position. Okay? Now, the support that His Excellency needs is from everybody. Those brilliant ideas that he is trying to portray in the image of the media could have been put into reality, and then productivity will be higher than the way it is right now. This is my point of advocacy. Now, we look into institutions that we believe they are the right institution to move this country. Are we surfacing ourselves? How many young people are sitting in their comfort zone and they are not willing to participate in politics? We talk to our politics, tell you, this is not my way of life. And the friend of Aristotle defined politics is a way of life. If you're not willing to do it, someone will do it on your behalf, whether you like or not, the way he or she wants. So it's our responsibility as young people to come, to support whoever is in government. We don't say we don't criticize. It's good to criticize, but are we giving the alternatives? If Barrow is not doing it the right way, can we come and support Barrow to do it in the right way? He's a one-man individual. He's just one person. All the institutions need to be filled by young people. Go to other parts of the world who most of these positions are occupied by women and young people. What impact are they making in that country? So it is way beyond only saying that we have to make a movement and to counterattack the president and come with a party that will win and we make the changes. Could have been another waste of time. If we still have that energy in us, we join him, make the change. We obviously know 100% President Barrow will never be here for life. So what if he have decided to be here only for the next 5 years and other president come? Are we going to form another movement? Because remember, we have an institutional that we need to be changed. Whether it's Barrow or any other person. That is applicable. We must do it. If we don't do it, there will be no the Gambia we want in the soonest we want. So the Gambia, the way forward here is us to come together and support in the areas that we can. He is talking from a perspective that I don't even know, whether it's economics, whether it's political, but I will 100% agree with my brother. What he said is right. But this corner that you sit at your comfortable zone, writing and speaking will never and ever make an impact. So what if he is willing? He is willing to come in board and say, okay, Your Excellency, or any other person, any ministry, any institutions, these are my ideas, these are my philosophies.
But there's a way of giving an idea.
Okay?
No, it's outcome.
No, it's not. Let me tell you. I particularly.
I mean about myself.
Yes, I particularly, whenever I speak to many individuals, including yourself, I will tell you, my center of discussion will be Gambia first, nationalism. Despite being a politician, but under no circumstances, I will, how call it, sell my image or any other thing for the loss of this content. I will never do that. My integrity will matter first. But what am I doing as a person? Now with the hashtag I always advocate for, it's everybody's responsibility for national development. Whether you are in the opposition, whether you are in the government. But if you believe I was in GDC, but the reason why I have to move from a party to another party, because I believe I'm supposed to be a person where I can make impact. When I was in that particular zone, I could have been continuing to be a protocol there. It's only holding backs, arranging chairs, but I wouldn't make the impact. I believe, okay, if I join the ruling party, I will help my president to move from one step to another. Look, go and ask about me, the institution that I work for. It's either it's right or I am not there. And those who know me in real politics, I always go for the right person and we work together.
We should join to make impact.
Do you agree? No,
I don't think so.
This is the problem. You see, that's why I said probably his perspective I respect it, but I want to tell him something. You see, you don't have to join the president or those in government for you to have an impact that is indelible.
You missed the point.
You don't have to. You know, that's why I said earlier that when you criticize a system and you blame the system because something is running the system and the way it is running it is not in favor of the majority, the first thing you do is to eliminate that system and bring in something that gets everybody on board.
I agree.
Now, what takes a country is not my affiliation or my membership to a political party. What takes the country is the constitution, the law, and the leadership. When that is rotten, if you want, let the entire country join. It will not take us anywhere.
The leadership.
So that's why I tell you, see, I always tell people, I think one of the shows I said, attitude is a problem in this country. But do you know the biggest threat to attitude or the biggest change that is possible for attitudinal change is leadership. That is why we have laws. Because we know, common law, everybody will have different idea. But the law is what now will try to align a certain way of life and we all live up to that. Now when the president defies that law, it's the supreme, that's why they say it's the supreme law of the land. Now if the president, who's supposed to be custodian of that law, is even defying it, violating that law, it is action and inaction. You blame it on people who are not joining him. And by the way, if I give you archives of my email correspondences to ministries, political parties, you will be surprised. But they don't care. I visited ministers in their offices to discuss about certain things in this country. Because that's my belief. Mary sat here and said, he wrote to the president. Did he even receive a district? So we are doing that. But the problem is, what we are talking about is not President Barras as a person. I don't know him. He used to pass by my shop to go and watch VIP video club at Costa. But I don't know this is the president. I don't know. I don't care. Because he is not the president. I'm not paying taxes to him. But now he's paying taxes. I want to help him. I have a business just like we have a work to do. Ask him. You see how dressed I am? He called me less than 15 minutes, I'm here.
Exactly, yes. That is
so me, I always tell people,
all right. So
what we are saying is, I will to make you understand
one thing.
Yeah. You see, we are not going to join President Barrow if he has not changed for the interest of the entire Gambia. But we will do our best, and that is what this talk. Let him see the ideas. If they are okay with him, let him take it. We are not jealous as politicians. We are saying that which will take this country forward. So Barrow is there. He has all the access let him make best use of Bob's idea. This guy and your idea and somebody. We don't have to be members of MPP to be sycophants defending that which is not even possible to defend. But we can give our idea. We will write our letters. We will do our little projects in this country.
Okay. Okay, you clarify before I want to get MC's perspective on this.
Just to clarify one thing. My text, I did not say at any point in time, come and join NPP. I said join the development, the institutional development. When I was employed in the office that I was working with, by then there was nothing like NPP. But I'm trying to contribute my quota in national development. So it doesn't necessarily to be in order to be a politician or to be in a party in order to make national development. You can be working with government institutions. At those number of correspondents that you have met with ministers, and it have been never taken into action. Wonder if you are the very one who was in that position. You can have me make the direct impact. You don't need to even take permission from a minister or write to them. This is my point of talking here. Not basically being part of NPP. Okay. No, let's join the chain to make the impact of the betterment of the
MC, yeah, is a perspective, silly. Lamo is a opinion, but I'm Bob. Guys, this argument, do you think you need to join a government to make impact?
No, solo will join government to make impact. Because I feel like the opposition, government ruling party need to have a strong opposition. Lolu moy bu rew ci kanam comme niko dem waye to join the development ki té ci joinon tay ci development du jël tout de ci daha ko
fa su ñé mu walum wax
da gis nga xamné du ko né mu wax ko ñu génné ko bu xam nga système bi leen wara change comme li ki di wax ni bok système bi leen wara change gis nga you have to separate the government and a party su ko séparer liggéey dafa am when so président bi su winé mom na génné bopam ci leadership of the party mu control government bi am kenn ko xamné moy nek secretary of the party mu ron the party but nek ko everybody mun na join a government ne ko one party state moy am an lolu baaw ci rew lolu kenn wota xelat lolu bo yow as a ruling party nga wara try nga sen no mëna employer joxe subvention sax political party ci ñu gëna mëna taxaw gëna mëna diggal mu gëna mëna because tay amna ku nekk ci opposition bi lu mu dégga lu mu na wax ci government nga déglu ko moy ëpp nga amna ku nekk ci government bi mu nga am information xamné dañu mu ko wax wala mu nako wax Bojang tok ci plateforme bi né li ak li mu ko dégga so président bi dégga né kon li mu xew am ko so nekk président nekkul né yëpp nga wara xam bu ko dëkk nga elif nekkul nekk ci ministry bi da nga ko wara xam ministre of health da nga ko wara xam nekkul nekk ci ministre defense da nga ko wara xam yu do ko mëna xam yow so oyé sen head ci lo bëgg dégga lu la wax
most of the time
everything is alright yéen mu ngi baax président bi yéen mu ngi baax nii from da ñu salul la nii ngeen ree kaf dem nen boo soo xoolee si job staff si lu staff and staff lu ngay di strong le sax yow doo ko xam so consensus yu am si seen ministre yow président mun loo koo xam so war opposition bi mun naa am documents yooyu di génne ko ne kon lii mu ngi xew suma government yow da nga seet na nga mun a xee loolu boo soo jëlee yéen ñu ne ñëpp dem ana government su ko defoon tey kon yaa ñëw ba tey du génn Gambia de
yeah because everyone will vote for him.
Wow, because you dem ana jambe
okay
kon ba tey ci tey mu ngi fi de
you've listened to them, all of them.
Yeah.
Do you have to more respond to anything like you want to contribute anything about what they said? You got
no comme MCM for rek be Mr. Dem Tendula ningi ila agreement ni yeah this is national development you know it's in a differences sort of knowledge but then at the end of the day everybody's entitled to their own opinion comme MC quand même faté pour mo be na joint government ka that is something me is impossible because no kala ke one party state levy and then we are in democracy more need but comme aka même for I agree with him in some part pour ka bango samanyado everybody can do your quotas but ngajira ko in African the political work nyame if we are not in that system even the idea that is a brilliant idea it will never be it has a block on because they will feel like you are coming there and it is going to be about you for example even these schools in Canada so people they take it politically and there are people in the system they are not happy about what I'm doing but this should be a work of the government this would be a work of the other institutions like the police the drone squad but then after bringing our start we have been to 25 schools we have reached over 50,000 students and we have given 50,000 pens plus because each school in Adame the number of students candidate. So I think we need to have good opposition, a very strong opposition. But the most important thing, comme Mr. Boya Menfo, na Africa janda problem of government, most strong institutional lesson. And it's very important. You will be in other countries too. It's very beautiful. President Doye Boje, President Doye Nana Blue Dinyola. I drive quite a record the following day, you are going around. So this is the precedent. Meanango Gambia, we should at least have one of that. Ne history UBB when Jawara left. Atara through Botonla, Ngame Moy TRRC. When Jammeh left, some of us were at the airport. Ba Urela Dolba Bundayen. And to say these are senior citizens, many alonko mistakes get blocked, but they also contribute a lot in the country. So BRGB Senegal, the same thing. When this one was coming, I don't know, Ablai Wada went to France, and then Maki came there. Come, okay, Nital Banco is stabilized. So this is one person. So we can have our differences. We can have MC can be in UDP, Mr. Dem can be there, but then let's look at Gambia. Gambia is important. Gana institutional bambandi. Yajale, the institutional taraboy face sembo soto. First ataka sembo soto. President mo kiliniti. Institutional you not have to like no, you have to stay like this. It's not the captain or the one leading the boat, but this is where you need to stay. But then could be okay. Be gaji ko president. Banko be yanda kana even from a blocos nga for kera. The which mean bekala China or civil the one party state North Korea or the 5 years that we just they don't even have election. I think they just have a formality. You understand? So we need a strong opposition. MC one thing for political parties also they are important because it is the political party that is going to make you a president tomorrow. But once you are a president, you are not only a president for that party. You are a president of the Republic of the Gambia or Republic of this one. So let's just have this national dialogue. Especially the young people in Yemen for them. Census member of 35 years to down. They are 65% of the population are below 35 years. What are we doing with our lives? Kind of a political game. No, we have to be involved. Because Gambia, how many people do we have right now? According to the last census, 2 something. So if you allow only 500,000 people to decide for 2 million people,
does it make sense?
So many problem on it's like it is the minority ruling the majority. You understand? So this is where the problem comes. So what I know people like us, we are trying to, change those barriers, to talk to the people, to talk to these young people, and you can get to them. How do you get to them? You organize seminars, because being a lot of you organize football, they will come there. You organize entertainment, they will come there. You organize sporting events, you organize educational events, but need more to send a correct message outside there, so that we can be able to have a good institutions. Because the institutions that are very strong, you don't need all this commission. No, because being corruption okay. Because China world to man China corruption. Corruption is very dangerous. Yeah,
corruption
exactly. Akabanko destroyed. Come be Mr. Dembi, very humble. I parete another sitaja. We have seen ministers, they were very humble, and today you give them the position of power because I think Obama will visit Dolom in London. I think is their House Speaker. He left a more character London, give him power.
Oh, yes.
Yala be Bob Sitter seen on job humble, but like hey Bob humble or MC humble. But if we give him authority. So this is where you model but kunu nyimbe there intend hani among power support among kodo support so binte menye nintara boy fund institutional tara sembo support wanya mo ke unta nano rek afa bo destroy la biya jube tara office dolto 10 o'clock some of the ministers they are not even in the office itara office dolto 11 o'clock some of these directors they are not in the office and nobody is there to question it because if you question that there's a cartel there's a kabudu menanko they will easily put you out. So this is the system. We have a very good system. I will work for the entire country. Even we can agree what I said. Okay, we have changed Jawara, we have changed Jammeh, and now we are with Barrow. Barrow also will go. But if that system, the whole system, you must change. Replica the same thing when President Opanena, the State House, so it's still going to stay at the same level, and this is not what we want. So I'm calling every young Gambians, let's come and participate in politics. It's a way of life. I'm not going to see diaspora. No, we have to come and be in the process. So we don't understand it.
So Janim Biblala, ila project all you're going to continue with this pen, or you have more projects?
No, we have more projects. In fact, recently we have funding from one of the embassies and also one of the companies. Okay. They see what we are doing, and this is very important. You see, when you cook cake, you understand? Nimol mang they are more send. If you cook cake, nima attack nim call strategy. If you at a work, and also nila consent here deal what I'm doing is right. Do not follow the majority, just follow the right thing. At the end of the day, people will see what you are doing is right. So for us to say certain things, all go, okay, let's stop this, let's do this. It's not like we are haters of the government or we don't want the president, but we want to see Gambia is more important. Be the boy and will tell ya. Do you know how many people will come to you? Okay, so depends on. But be ni more be demanding sort of even or damage. Dependency rate based on Gambia. So now in the moment from the diaspora, always they are complaining, they are talking. Among they are all there, but because of where they are, they see how this is. Exactly. How many GDP? I don't know the percentage exactly off head, but they contribute more than 10% of GDP. It's way more than that.
And 22 or so.
Yeah, at the moment, men cannot through the right channel. Comme many kind of support.
Yes.
You can through Western Union, other one, the central bank can capture. But imagine the men can local. So if it is 20-something%, so which means we can say 40% of the GDP. Men be but all lekake. So what I always diaspora. The Gambia cannot move without them. So fancy that.
You see, sorry, Bob, it's not my turn, but I want this to be very clear.
Yeah.
You see, just also for you to know, I don't support UDP. I believe you know that. I met Talib when his first term. I went there with a proposal that I developed. I'm saying this for him to know that, and everyone to know that, what takes a country is the legal framework. If you are going to outside companies, foreigners, giving you investment, it's fine and good. But if you have Gambians in the diaspora who actually send money, in fact, research said what they send is way less than what they retain. What they send is less than 15% of their earning. That's what they send back home.
And they don't still have right to vote.
This is it. So what we are saying is, when I met Talib, discussing how KMC, under his leadership, could create a diaspora office for business development. So that the Gambian in America, who has sent money to his relatives in the Gambia, but they have messed it up, will now have an official channel. If he wants to do any investment in KMC, the council will have a dedicated individual or team that will advise, facilitate all this business setup and so on. And we will move. The government also can say, you know what? We talk about diaspora bonds, and there are enough diaspora bonds in the Gambia. But I have done a lot of engagement. I don't know whether that was the reason or not, but I have done a lot of engagement regarding that. Just to tell you. Now, we could have benefited. I even tell people what we have benefited from diaspora is nothing. Because that money is coming to go where? It's not having the multiplier effect that we call in economics, multiplier effect. You do one thing and it gives the Now, we could have had that multiplier effect if there is a dedicated diaspora business development office, where even if you are in France, you don't know how to start business, that office is dedicated to help you develop an idea, get you all that you need, and give you the legal assurances. You know what Talib told me? This idea is lovely, and I love it. Unfortunately, the legal frameworks are difficult. And me, for example, anything I want to do, I'm a public, he knows. Anything I want to do with the government, there are many barriers. They see politics a lot in me. Now, that is one aspect. And a lot of other private people as well, even banks. Because you are sending money, they are exploiting us. That money is going for naming ceremony, school, and so on. Now, this comes back to why what we should actually be fighting for, not membership or being in a position. No. If the laws are there like this, don't you think it will be easy? So a country is about the law and how you go about. That is why we are blaming the leadership, because this law should be here so that these things are easy. All you do is register, and then they will do everything about. And even government can even give you land. Let's say you want to have. DNA was a problem in this country. You have government that study it, and then they can invest. What is wrong with government giving them reserve land, give them tax, whatever? They invest. They can be in America 20 years, when they come back, they will still inherit the business. But 20 years in America, when you come back, you are in the street. It's because the system is not there to help them. We are exploiting the Gambian diaspora. That is what the government should stop.
Right.
That's our fight.
Thank you so much.
If I have the opportunity, I will still defend my point, align it with your just comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You know, still I want to keep on the move that we must join the system.
Our employers.
No, wait. in any country, that the highest, the number one employer is the government, they have a problem. Any country in the world. So now, when it comes to the laws need to be changed, I 100% agree with you. Now, let's assume if IEC said in order you to be a National Assembly member, you must have a degree. How many of those that is at the National Assembly will have the voice to advocate based on principles and laws? Now, and if it was open for a complete debate, how many of those do and keeping quiet and they want to express their background because the language is not up to expectation? That's why I was saying the laws need to be changed. I agree with you 100%. But who is there to advocate? Now, how many of our young people that have graduated with their master's degree and they're supposed to be making these policies reforms, all what they're interested is only to work at a particular NGO or a UN agency, that's finished, because they will be satisfied. If all of us who have the knowledge, who have the expertise, want just to be satisfied and you are okay with whatever goes, who is there to make those policies and laws? There will be a problem. Right. So when I say join the system, it doesn't particularly mean you join the MPP. But when I say government, it includes you and I. Government is then what we are already in nationalists, no, but not at the zone that you are. The zone you are, what you are, it's a very dangerous zone. It's not a zone that will implement. So it's your idea that I go to come to the system. How do I come to the system? No. What are you doing right now? Okay, let me give you. Allow me. Let me do a lot of things. Allow me. No, you know, he give an example that he. Okay, now let me give you an example. Give a brilliant idea to Talib, and Talib have also said the impediments for him and so on. So you know, now let me just acknowledge that. I acknowledge every part of your speech, especially when you came boldly even to approach some individual who think they are in the position to make a development. MC could tell you, any other person, me, when it comes to national, especially when it comes to the youth category, I don't look at
He's a youth activist.
He knows. I enter in Talib. In fact, I don't need an appointment to enter in Talib's office.
He's a youth activist.
I don't need an appointment to enter in Rugilo's office. And there are oppositions.
Okay.
And every governor in this country, I have the connection with you. Every single minister, all those individuals, you know, they are there always for the life of the young people. I knock at your door because they are the priorities. But however, the laws is restricting from some movements. And that is our responsibility as young people to come and fill that gap. Especially if you believe in you have expertise in that. My brother, you and Bob give out some statistics that I just learned. Are you putting that into practical? Is Bob coming involving those statistics? You know, you only, whenever you destroy the person, you say, what is your government? What is our government? What is our government? I want all of us to put ourselves in.
Okay, when I say there is no gap in the government,
there is no forget about the vacancy.
No, there is no vacancy in the government. There is no gap in the government.
Forget about the MC. As wherever you are, make the impact. Don't look at the impact. I don't disagree. Okay. I respect every part of his opinions.
That's why Bob is also making impact.
I don't know where he's going. No, I have no disregard to anybody here. Okay. That's why whenever you speak, I acknowledge and recommend your speech.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm also telling you a way forward. Okay. From my perspective.
Okay.
So the way forward.
How do we join the
system? Which system?
He said you go and work for the government, not NPP, not to join NPP, but you got government. That's what he's saying.
Is what you can see.
Because now
there's
no electricity.
That's what I'm from Narek. I would say please again.
So we're using our own light.
When I finished.
Our own light. I told you this country belongs to us.
This is Kerfatu
is registered as Kerfatu de Gambia.
It's not public institution like Gambia. It's not public institution.
Now,
them.
You see how we help the system is not by joining it.
Yes.
We help the system. The policies are there. Now, for example, you ask what I do. I think I will tell you small of what I do. I have taught, and today as I speak, I have more than 10 lawyers that I taught from grade 10 to 12. I have trained people, I have employed people in this country, I still continue to employ people. People know that follow me what I do. But you know how many times I go to Gambia ports for me to get a job?
Port Authority.
Yes.
And they said no.
One of the interviews, I was the best.
They will not employ him.
But did I hear any call? And if you ask MC, you ask, but he'll tell you how many places he applied.
Yes.
But you see, Canadian.
And it's a
We have gone different
They will not
places
employ him.
to do a lot of things. But you know, Gambia, the truth is this. People, Gambians, I'm sorry, but we are more like self-haters. If it is not them, we don't care. That's our problem. And what should change that is the leadership and the laws.
Yeah, the laws.
So that's what our advocacy
If you
should
change
be.
this and you don't change the laws,
MC is
that's
doing
problem.
great. Every day he takes time to talk about Gambians, to change the mind. Do you know why Tibabs moved? It's because their mentality is right. If our mentality is wrong, it's a problem. So that's our idea. If people tell you in this country, did the government tell you how many people they employ in a year?
No.
Labor department should give you constitutionally. They should have that data.
Yeah.
Department of Labor. It's a scam. Where 2 million people are all paying tax for only 48,000 people to enjoy. It's a scam. What should make that stop is the laws and the leadership.
Yeah.
That's what we are fighting.
No, and one thing.
Okay.
Not only
Okay,
laws
so
and
we have to call it them.
Citizenship.
We don't have time. Okay. I will bring you two for a debate. Tell me, Sir Lamula, tell me about that.
You know, this is a very good interaction with our brothers here.
Yeah.
You know, you know, we can have different views, but at the end of the day, we are all doing it for Gambia.
Yes.
So the message is, let's just be united. Let's pray for a better Gambia. Right now, we are very divided as a country. Political country in divide back.
Yes.
But my appeal still will go to the young people. So, be the foundation to do Gambia. So matter either the good one or the bad one. So let's try to have a good foundation. And still now we are calling on the young, every young person in this country to be ready. That we are going to come into the election very soon. Whenever we want to participate.
Okay.
As far as 18 years, I try to vote because your vote is your voice. So, I'm content with my brother MC. Bubacarr, thank you so much, Mr. Dem and Mr. Boyang. Boyang kuna ko so happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
And also, you know, the Take the Pen and Leave the Drug initiative is back. If anyone have a pen outside there, you want to donate, you can call Buba. You know, or you can drop it at Kirfan.
They should definitely. Baba
Nengo support, yeah, definitely. Guy, I'm going to make it dara. So dama ko dewa boobu always mota woda mo def ma ne focus on the mission na lu am solo la because so nekk dara na am ko taxaw mu ne mu ngi politics Gambia mo benn ñaar rek politics la waaw way yoy focus because nit ki so nekk ci dara suñu la attaqué da xamal amul njëriñ so def dara kenn waxu ci dara waaji bo pagal sa bagage
jagala
di mo ñu la attaque ñi di wafi xamal ne yaa ngi make impact loolu am solo la ak ci focus la rek
focus la dal number so you can just reach out to you through your social media
Garamba Daba team fans yëpp nañ support waaw ñu support ko pour gis ne dem pen ak pen si di buggi yëpp because students yu bopp ñu fa nekk seen papa yaa ngi UDP ni ngi MPP ni ngi GDC kenn ñëpp fu nekk jaxasoo la ni ngi dootu alliance so xale yi ku nekk si kër nga jógee peut-être sa waajur am na parti bu mu bokka so it's not about politics waaw
or they just going to reach out.
Come to social media, we are on Facebook, and then the numbers for is 7070345 or 3202576.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So Allah support. It's a good initiative because I understand the drug funding ke jamal bijeli mi along ke be fakan sa inta fono la ko be lanjur kan because be fakan sa especially kabring kus fintita nyum kuleti mi along ko akera problem baleti jang funding ke start ka fa mo malong hapo mi along ko le fata so nim funding ke liaje ko penofele o mo kana peno la doya jibe but ka message ni jibe be min tande kam funding ke la at be message ni la moy la so it's important mo le support fengata nyawanya alias na numbal fole. You can always get the numbers aliye kumandi aliye support. Ngal tentu kal je bake be murana le neni ala kitita la obekela arjuman na la tinga na sponsor tentu kabo ker finder mili alon ko korda wa fole ke kata fo LG suñu ke afle be ko ala barka bake ka nyim programme fasa ka sembentuendi bari mol mi alon ko wolle be diaspora mi be gambe jang momo mi alon ko the grand Bantaba kanulale mbafale ko thank you so much ala barka bake ato le nyim programme ke nyim programme odi family mi alon ko e ka si every Friday e ka grand Bantaba dam male batu ka si nyonkan ne ka jibe fay bang dol bijele fay ka let mbafala mol be ko ala masa ba mbafala le thank you so much ala nyim programme kanu nyamen al kana nyina ka subscribe na YouTube channel ol bela ngan technician ol tentu Charles Elvis Ngom na la timo be mami Ngom Mustafa Camara aning Sri drama mbafale be ko ala barka bake ka tara camera ne masingol koma arjuma na ala ni ala kitita lambe murana len.
Finder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
Thank you.